Welcome back to the show. Banks are ready for real USD. And what's the XRP signal for $27? Because it may be here sooner than we think. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, wherever you are, whatever you celebrate. I hope you're having a wonderful time during this holiday season. Right now, the cryptocurrency market cap is $3.47 trillion. We're off 2.2. Bitcoin, 96,200 plus. Ethereum, 3,300 plus. Tether has 139 billion plus market cap at the moment. XRP number 4 spots 222. We're off 1.9 on the 24 and off 5.9 on the 7-day. Looking at the range of price very quickly here, ranging between 213 and 227. We're sitting solid at 221. Listen, I'm not a technical guy, and I love the technical analysts that we reference here on the channel because I really love the work that they do. But this I do know. XRP has never stayed above $2 this long in its existence. And that is extremely exciting for me. Now let's take a look at this. It's linked to, ladies and gentlemen, the best home for private equity investment in the world. I don't care if it's artificial intelligence, blockchain companies, automation, robotics, you name it, they got it. That's what's going on here. It is the best, most remarkable opportunities in the world. And I want a lot of you to think about this for a moment. XRP price is over $2. You may not have been accredited a month ago, but you are now. Make sure you're paying attention. This opportunity changes based on the size of your portfolio, doesn't it? So make sure, and nevertheless, you and your spouse may make enough to make yourself accredited. Click the link below, find out and get started today. You don't want to miss an opportunity like this where you could be owning Ripple or Uphold or a position in any other of the great products that they have here to offer. This is a remarkable opportunity and the stuff does not last forever. So click the link to get started. Tom Lee says Bitcoin is going to $250,000 in 2025. I've got a position. I'm not upset about it. Let's hear him say it.
Tom, it just brings me back to you, the idea that
Tell him,
how
Tom.
much of what we're seeing, maybe even a little bit today, is there's been such a regulatory overhang on a lot of these names under the current administration. Now you have a new FTC chairperson. Is that playing a role in any respect to this? Because Dan Ives put out a note today, said Christmas comes early with the new head of the FTC for tech.
It's probably the best way to sort of measure this is what Bitcoin's doing, because Bitcoin faced enormous regulatory burdens over the last few years, and now we have a White House that's embracing digital assets, a new SEC chairman, FTC chairman, a new Commerce Secretary. I think these are actually being viewed as pro-business, reviving animal spirits, but I think a good proxy is watching Bitcoin.
All right, now I'm going to have to pin you to a target again on Bitcoin, because, I mean, you've been among the most optimistic and outspoken about it for years, to be quite honest. So here we are, above 100,000. What's a legit target for 2025 for Bitcoin?
We think it's going to follow a similar halving cycle that we've seen in the past that would imply something around 250,000 for Bitcoin in 2025. And on top of that, we have a Trump put because Bitcoin is potentially a strategic reserve asset for the U.S. government.
Tom.
So there you have it. So we're waiting to find out more on that, and we'll have more on that in the second video today, too. You're not going to want to miss it, by the way. Take a look at this. This is Matt Hogan from Bitwise CIO here. Listen to what he says about the market pullback. I think this is so spot on. A natural washing out of leverage. And don't mind saying and adding to Matt's point here in a second. Take a listen.
2025 and beyond. But should anyone be worrying about the sudden weakness that we've seen in the last few trading days?
No, it's great to be on. I think the weakness we've seen over the last few days is a healthy pullback. If you look at the crypto market, big picture, it's run up substantially since the election. We saw a lot of leverage build up in the system, and this is a natural washing out of leverage. There's been about $2 billion of forced liquidations over the last 2 days. This has happened in crypto since its very earliest period. We need to reset the leverage levels, and then we'll build from there. But the long-term drivers are still intact. We're still in a strong bull market. I think Kathy is right about where this is going. We feel exactly the same at Bitwise.
I mean, you are someone who has seen some highs and lows. You understand the volatility in the asset class, Matt. But I'm interested in who is coming to your asset management company. Oh, we've got some exciting music playing on set. They're that thrilled to hear about what you think in terms of institutional money coming now Bitwise's way. Is it still a flood of retail and high net worth individuals? What are you seeing in terms of changes?
Yeah, it's really been both so far this year, but I'm aligned with Kathy in thinking that the institutions have now started moving in size. When you saw the 15 straight days of inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs post-election, I believe that was institutional capital. At Bitwise, every year we survey professional investors and ask them what's keeping them out of the market. And for 6 straight years, they said a lack of regulatory clarity. Well, that regulatory clarity is coming, and that's opened the floodgates to institutions. And I would just say, I think most people underestimate the size of this. BlackRock just came out and said most people should have 1 to 2% allocation to Bitcoin. There's $100 trillion of institutional assets out there. 2% is a lot of investment that still has to happen. We're going to start seeing that really come in 2025.
That is super exciting right there. Shout out to Matt. Uphold, check out Uphold right now. Now, first of all, let me add to Matt's point too, is that you also have a lot of people tax harvesting at the end of the year. In other words, selling assets out and taking the loss, right? So they can claim the loss on their end of year taxes. So there's a lot of that happening, as well as that natural wash of leveraging and all of this going along with it. So super exciting where we're headed here. Matt makes some fantastic points. Uphold with NYDFS regulatory approval, Ripple launched its US dollar-backed stablecoin, RLUSD, earlier this week. Can RLUSD rival established stablecoins like Tether? What do you think will be the key factors shaping its success? Now, I just spoke to Simon McLaughlin, the CEO of Uphold. Shout out to Simon. And he said it far and away. You're talking about a token that has never been out there before. It's never been used for illicit activity or any bad things to go on. It is a highly regulated, highly compliant, trustworthy, properly backed stable coin coming on to market. And it is going to provide a lot of confidence and trustworthiness with the enterprise and institutional level clients. This is super exciting because that's where all the deep money is that Matt was talking about. Chad Steingraber reminds us all on top of the Uphold post. Here's the other thing. Let me say what Chad says here first because I love it. He says USDC got as big as it did because of Ripple using it in its payment flows. All of that goes into the real USD now. And at one point, it was as much as 20% of USDC. Now that goes into the real USD, right? Now, I want to say something else too. Think about the bullishness of this statement right here from Uphold, who is a partner with Ripple, who lists the real USD. The partnership with Ripple and Uphold is to service business-to-business enterprise customer-facing solutions here, right? This is a remarkable comment coming from Uphold as a Ripple partner with real USD, anything to anything, right? This is super exciting to me, and I think absolutely if we get legislation in the U.S. that mirrors the legislation in the EU where Micah says that Tether is a non-compliant stablecoin and it will be delisted in 7 days on the exchanges in Europe. If they do that same thing here in the U.S., absolutely the real USD will have all of that flood into it and beyond. And here you can see the real USD isn't integrated into Ripple's payment platform just yet. It's scheduled for early 2025. However, its rollout is already boosting XRP Ledger's volume, putting its scalability and efficiency to test. You can see the explosion of activity here, And we don't even have the real USD used by Ripple in their business payment flows yet. They said early 25. What does this look like when that moment happens? What does this look like when stablecoin legislation is clear in a way and passed? What does it look like? That's what we're here for. And a reminder, what it looks like, because Ripple is a platinum member to the American Bankers Association. And yes, they talk about a green digital asset, XRP, as well. The banks are preparing to use it. How do we know that? Because we've done the work. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has told us the work is done from a couple years ago here. The continued growth, expanded functionality of the SWIFT system, Global Payment Innovation, GPI, right? And the continued growth of non-bank remittance transfer providers and their further expansion into partnerships with other relationships with banks and credit unions, and the continued growth and expansion of virtual currency companies such as Ripple, which offer both payment messaging platform to support cross-border money transfers, as well as proprietary virtual currency XRP, which can be used to effect settlement of those transfers. How about that? Everything has been recognized. Everything has been done. If you want to see, this is the report right here. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, right? This is, this is where we know the work's been done. Just like this image we have seen for years, right? How come Ripple's always at the table? How come the 43rd treasurer is a board member to Ripple? How come the executive economic advisor to President Obama is also on the Ripple board? How come multiple treasury people have been advisors or on the board at Ripple? See, this is where the real USD makes sense. This is where XRP as a bridge asset makes sense. To settle derivatives makes sense. Bring the liquidity in, get the high price needed on the value protocol to be able to settle any size payment for any size entity. That's where we're going here. And that's what I believe is the beginning of something like a relationship with Bitstamp building a derivatives exchange on the XRP ledger. The size of the market, 667 trillion to over a quadrillion for notional value of the derivatives market. How much of that do we capture? How much of that helps drive the liquidity for XRP on the value protocol, the XRP ledger? This is where we're headed. This isn't about if it's going to happen. This is about what's the size of the market capture here. Is it going to be the size of Alta Vista? Is it going to be the size of Netscape? Is it going to be the size of AOL? Or will it be the size of Amazon, Apple, and Google and beyond? XRP, fabuloso, ladies and gentlemen. Confirmation of $27 incoming. Greg Crypto, so bullish here. I love it. XRP is currently ranging above the BOS and patiently waiting for its rendezvous with the 21 EMA. And what he's talking about here, when this meeting happens above the BOS and the 21 EMA crosses it, tagging XRP price, I will confidently say with high conviction that this cycle, XRP is heading straight to $27. How about that one? In other words, when we see this yellow EMA cross the BOS right here, and look how close we are, that will give him the signal that we are in fact in sights for $27 XRP. Not financial advice from me, him, or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. Today we're going to cover the World Economic Forum and those big rings, Hump Island and the other thing in the rap industry. It's all connected, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into it today in the Freedom Zone. I hope you'll join us. Go to digperspectives.com, click the Freedom Zone. Come on in. Next to nothing, you can help support the channel, and we're super grateful for each and every one of you that do, because censorship is very real out here in the world. That's why X is making such a play out here today, no doubt about it. All right, that's it. We're going inside the Freedom Zone right now. All right, welcome back.